Alright, so I've just stepped onto the Sea to Sky gondola and I am heading up to the base of Sky Pilot. So I've decided to try and get into some light mountaineering and stocked up on a bag here. Got all the gizmos and gadgets, hopefully. It's interesting trying to pack these things to make sure they're light, but like you have everything you need. So it's a learning curve for me. But I'm going out here because I wanted to go and camp out on the ridge. Like, I know there's like a ridge up there because I've climbed up there once, and there's like just mountain range, and I want to go do a ceremony out there. So yeah, I'm excited to go out there. And I haven't done a lot of, a ton. I've done some, but not a lot of like solo mountain trips where I stay overnight. So this will be hopefully the first of many. So I'm excited. I have just arrived at the trailhead, I'm pretty sure, after like an hour and a half of hiking. So I don't feel like my climbing fitness is helping me that much with my walking fitness. Alright, I've been hiking for about 3 hours. I still have to get up. The ridge line is way up there that I want to camp on, so I think it's probably like 3 more hours. 6 o'clock now, sun sets at 9, so gotta set up camp, and then ceremony begins, and I gotta get some food. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm beat. It's the 40-pound bag's not helping me. I think I packed too much. I'm not 26 anymore. I'm 36 now. So maybe my pack has to be more smart to match the wisdom I'm supposed to have gathered in my 36 years. Almost there. The ridge line's almost just up there. This place is unreal. Whoa, shit. I'm really glad I brought my crampons and my ice axe. So I think I have probably, another hour to get to the camping spot. The sun is setting. Unreal. It's gonna be an amazing ceremony. Oh yeah, I gotta put the camera down. Yes! Yes! Holy frick. camp. Alright, so I am now up here. I've got all my stuff organized. Got an incredibly beautiful view. Yep. And I'm just preparing dinner to be ready shortly, and then I'm going to drop into a little mushroom ceremony for myself here. So that'll be really nice. I'll be doing about 5 grams is what I measured. I'm not sure yet if I'll do fully 5, but I think I will. And just do some meditation and do some breath work up here. I've been wanting to come up here for a while. And I don't know, just feeling like a new sense of adventure. My intention, I think, for this ceremony is really around like kind of new beginnings is what I'm feeling. Just like a sense of wanting to just start again. Like it just feels, it's an interesting, not because something bad happened, but like I just had an incredibly wild year. One of the most difficult and beautiful years I've ever had in my life, but for sure the most emotionally difficult year I've ever had, which I won't get into here. But I think I'm just ready to like reground and start again from where I am. And I have a lot to be grateful for, and I have a lot in a beauty in my life, a lot of space to do stuff like what I'm doing right now. Like I think it's it's Monday today. I literally did not see one person on the mountain. Like no one's here. There's the summit if you want to actually go to the top of 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗢𝗢. It's kind of clouded right now, but yeah. Anyway, just wanted to share my intention for my ceremony, which is really just centering and getting back to the fundamentals. So breath work and just like coming back to like my health and me here now. And yeah, new beginnings. That's really what's calling me here. So I want to feel into what that means. My camera might die, so this might be the last video post while I'm up on the mountain. But if there's any power left, I'll do an integration video in the morning to recount what my experience was up here. I've never done a mushroom ceremony at this type of altitude or by myself with no one around. So we'll see what that's like. I am feeling a little anxious about it, but ultimately I have a pretty cozy little pad here and I'm stoked. I have like an incredibly nice sleeping bag that I bought a few years ago and I never used it, but it's like -20, like bomber, I hope. So, new beginnings. So I'm down at the gondola again. It's actually 2 days later since I filmed the last video, which was my intention video for the ceremony up at the peak. I was absolutely wiped during the next day when I came home. So I got up in the morning and I was just wiped. So today I'm back up at the gondola. I'm doing some work, and I thought I'd shoot my integration video of what came up for me. So the ceremony was really quite interesting because I usually don't do a ceremony like after so much physical exertion, and so it was this interesting experience, and the air is a bit thinner up there, and I kind of was like falling asleep and drifting in and out of like asleep versus awake states of consciousness. And it was 5 grams of mushrooms that I did. And it was just this really strange experience in a lot of ways because it was very misty up there, and I'd kind of like awaken and I'd look around and be like, what? Like it felt like I was like in another world. And it was very dark except for the stars, which were like kind of shining through the clouds. And yeah, the experience was like very interesting, because it was like I was also kind of experiencing like this survival-y kind of feeling, like make sure I'm like okay, and like a lot of sounds were going on in the mountains, and yeah, it was very like primitive in that way and instinctual, especially being on such a high dosage with mushrooms. And when I was awake, I found that I was doing a lot of like, I was praying a lot, actually. Just like really something that was standing out for me was in a previous ceremony, the medicine carrier was telling us to pray for what we want in our life. And I found that it was just very comforting and just like a good opportunity to just sit and like pray for what I want in my life. And what was interesting, I found, with that being said, is that a lot of the things I want in my life are things I already have. So it kind of like deduced the experience to like gratitude. It was just ultimately gratitude, and just praying for what I have and being grateful for what I have. And that was kind of, when I was awake, what I spent my time doing. And that just felt really good. And because there was no one around, I'd kind of praying out loud was really, really nice. And, you know, even yelling a little, not yelling, but like really speaking it out into like the mountain range, like just praying for what I want. And that was awesome. It was a really good experience. And what else was I going through? My intention was rejuvenation and like renewal and starting again. And what ended up coming through, which really brought emotion for me, was a friend of mine that passed away last year. Someone who was very devoted to the medicine path, and he passed away kind of spontaneously, young man, like in his 40s. And I was just like really feeling into like the energy of like how limited our time here is, and that how important it is to do what we want to do right now. Like, do what you want to do right now. Like, don't waste time on things that aren't important. So like the renewal feeling for me really has come out over the last 24 hours, is just like, what do I want to do now? Like what, and not spending my time on these like unimportant activities or just urgent activities, but like what is truly important. And so I've just kind of been like feeling into this cleansing energy of just starting again. And it feels really nice. I've been just drinking water, and yeah, I rested a lot, so really just sleeping a lot. And I don't know, it's subtle, but I can feel the shift of how that intention is manifesting right now. And just got up here, and I'm just gonna work on some projects that I've kind of put off that are meaningful to me, that I want to work on. And that was my ceremony. So I'm gonna do some more of those. That was a really cool experience. I definitely want to leave earlier next time, and not so that I have some time to rest before the ceremony, before I just sit down and I have to jump into it. But yeah, that was my my experience. All my relations, that's it.
When I grow up, I want to be a forester, run through the moss on high heels. That's what I'll do. Throwing out a boomerang, waiting for it to come